Oh, hey guys. I'm sorry. Just like I predicted 1 year ago, it is Christmas time once again. And we all know what Christmas time means. You get to see your relatives again, and you also get to talk to your weird uncle and find out who he voted for. But don't worry, because he'll tell you. But it also means Christmas movies, and not just Christmas movies, bad Christmas movies. I've talked about this previously on the channel, but I'm a big fan of bad movies. But the thing about bad movies is they're kind of hard to come by, except during Christmas time. For some reason, every Christmas movie is just pretty bad. Maybe it's because they all follow the same cookie cutter plot line. I'm not sure, but what I am sure of is that they're almost always awful. And there's no better way to celebrate the bad Christmas movies than to watch them. Now, I've covered bad movies on this channel in the past, and I was having a hard time deciding what bad Christmas movie I'd cover for Christmas. But there's too many to decide, so I decided I'm gonna do multiple. So from now until Christmas, I'll be covering a new bad Christmas movie every single week, because I think that's what Jesus would have wanted. Or Santa. Santa might have wanted it as well. I kind of want it, so seems kind of like a win-win-win. So this bad movie is The Night Before Christmas, with a K, like the night before Christmas. It's about a night. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. So this movie opens up in ye olde England. This is where we meet Sir Cole, not to be confused with Circle, which is a shape, and Sir Cole is a stupid character. Sir Cole sets off on a ceremonious hunt for this hawk, and then we cut directly to Ohio 700 years later. Here we meet Brooke, who is a school teacher, and she has a weird relationship with this one student.
What happened?
Grayson broke up with me. I thought he was my one true love, my prince.
But instead he turned out just to be a frog.
There seems to almost be an epidemic of those types around here lately.
It doesn't really matter, but it just kind of comes up a few times, so I have to point it out now.
We all grow up fantasizing about being a princess and finding true love with a knight in shining armor and living happily ever after. But the thing is, that's all it is. A fantasy.
That is a really weird thing to say to a student. Yeah, we all grow up fantasizing for love, but it's just a fantasy. What do I know? But maybe if I was really that down bad romantically, I would go anywhere besides Ohio. That's probably the first thing I would do.
Hey, Mads, what's up? Brooke, I need a favor. Happy holidays. My store is swamped.
Would we have a Christmas movie if there wasn't somebody who had a small business that was Christmas themed? I don't think so. And then we cut back to the 1300s. Sir Cole meets this old hag in the woods.
Hello.
You are a handsome young knight. Pray you help one as beauteous as myself.
I like that she's supposed to be this like old, homeless, raggedy woman, but her hair is like flawless. So this lady gives him a quest and then hands him this mystical puck that transports him to present day Ohio.
The quest you have searched for long and hard these many years begins this day.
Where exactly will this quest lead me?
Your destiny. To fulfill your dream and become a true knight. Heed this warning. If you fail to fulfill your quest before midnight on Christmas Eve, you shall never become a true knight.
I don't know why we went from Norwich, England to rural Ohio. I do not get the connection. They don't explain it ever.
Old crone?
My bad. I was calling her an old hag. She's an old crone. I don't know if that's more or less offensive. Sir Cole gets transported to present day in this Christmas market, which has to be the most overstimulating place he could possibly be. So surely they're gonna address his reaction to that.
Can we take a selfie?
What might that be, my ladies?
No, he's completely unbothered. This man has never seen a light bulb. There has to be well over 10,000 lights in just this one location, and he is completely unbothered by that. Now, conveniently, Brooke is also at this same Christmas market, and so is her ex.
What's wrong? Just someone I wish would move to the North Pole so I never have to see his face again.
What would you like for Christmas this year, young lady?
Can you bring my Aunt Brooke a new boyfriend? Someone really nice. He won't cheat on her.
Oh, no.
Damn! Sir Cole goes up to the woman playing Mrs. Claus and calls her crone, which he does like 6 times during the movie.
Crone.
Is crone an offensive word? The Oxford Dictionary defines crone as an ugly old woman. Anyways, this is where Brooke and Sir Cole first meet each other in the exact way you'd expect them to. She spills hot chocolate on him. I swear, in like every Christmas movie, the characters meet because one spills hot chocolate on the other.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, so who's the steel-cut hottie you were talking to?
Already, there's a major plot hole here, and I don't think enough people are ever going to talk about it. That man is from the 14th century. I guarantee you, he smells like shit. She's over here swooning over this man, who probably smells like BO and feces. But what do I know? Maybe that's like norm for the Ohio dating scene. Yeah, so over the course of, I don't know, maybe an hour, it goes from very pleasant Christmas weather to an absolute blizzard. Brooke is driving home in this weather while Sir Cole is just wandering the streets. So what do you think happens? Maybe she slides off the road or her car gets stuck and he saves her? No, she hits him with her car. You didn't just hit a man. You hit a man in full metal armor. I don't know what it's made out of. And it didn't even scratch your car? Bullshit.
Fear not. I've been thrown much further by much faster horses than your steel steed.
Again, this man is unfazed by the concept of a car. He's like, oh, that's just a steel horse. And then randomly the police pull up, which is like convenient because she just hit a man with her car, but also like, why? She didn't call the police, they just showed up.
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, I was driving along and could barely see anything, and next thing I know, this guy's standing in the middle of the road.
You kind of victim blame him. I was just driving and I couldn't see anything, and then this lunatic stood in front of my car. It's just a weird way of putting, I hit this person with my car.
I think he hit his head.
Are you all right? What's your name?
Sir Cole Lyons, Norwich. You haven't happened to see my horse? Showing! Showing!
Look, I think it's important to celebrate diversity in movies. But almost certainly, this is the first black person he has ever seen. And he doesn't even bat an eye, so that goes to show that racism is taught and not a natural thing. So, he may be a knight, but for diversity, he's a king. Now you might think her hitting him with her car is just a random plot point they included. But you would be wrong, because that is the base of this entire movie. That is what they try to use as a get out of jail free card. They explain away almost every single conceivable problem in this movie because they think he has memory loss.
I'm taking him to the hospital to get checked out.
Okay, good thinking. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Apparently, Sir Cole believes that he's a 14th century knight.
By the way, I bought tickets for the feast.
Oh, great.
Your dad would be proud. We miss him on the force.
Oh my god. Why does every bad movie have a dead dad? I think we need to start raising awareness for whatever is killing these dads. So because there's a blizzard going on and this guy has nowhere to live, Brooke decides to take him in and let him live in her guest house.
Where are you taking him now?
Well, he doesn't have any ID and he's not in the system, so I thought I'd let him crash down at the station till his memory comes back.
Sounds rather dreadful after the day I've had. I'll take shelter under a tree for the night.
No. You are not sleeping under a tree when I have an empty guest house you can stay in.
Why does the school teacher have an empty guest house? In what world does any school teacher have one house, let alone two?
No, Brooke, I don't think that's a good idea.
It will be fine. Besides, I'll feel a whole lot better knowing he's safe and comfortable until his memory comes back.
Thanking you kindly, milady.
So the guy you have a crush on, who has memory issues, you're gonna nurture back to health. It's giving a lot of Stockholm Syndrome here. This feels like grooming.
Well, this is my place. We can grab your armor later. The guest house is just around the back.
These women are so nosy. She brings one guy home, and they're like, what a whore. Actually, I need to make a correction here. These women weren't judging her. They just also wanted to fuck Cole.
First thing I think we should do is update your wardrobe by at least a few centuries. I'm sure I can find something my ex-boyfriend left lying around.
Well, please thank him for me.
Oh, well, he's my ex, which means I don't see him anymore.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. He turned out to be, as the kids say, a real douche.
I see.
I can't hate on that line. That was pretty funny.
While you fetch the douche's garments, might I inquire as to a tub and a cauldron so that I can boil some water for a bath? Greetings.
Greetings. I come bearing gifts.
Must I have none for thee?
Oh, that's okay.
Eye contact, Brooke. Up here.
I'll let you get dressed.
What was that? What was that? At this point, we finally get a little bit of common sense because someone shows concern for her letting a stranger live in her house.
Brooke, what if he's dangerous?
Trust me, he's harmless. Except for maybe his sword.
Which sword? So it kind of jumps all over the place here. It's not helped by me adding that last part because I wanted to make that stupid joke. But Cole sets the front yard on fire trying to catch a skunk because he's hungry. So they go to a diner.
Cheeseburger, tater tots, hot dog.
He wouldn't know any of these. He wouldn't know what these are. I'm sorry, I said I'd stop.
We'll have 2 cheeseburgers, a side of fries, and 2 hot chocolates, please.
Coming right up.
Thanks.
Delicious. Another one, wench.
Whoa.
I forgot about that. Another one, wench? This guy fucking gets it.
Apologies. Another round, prithee.
It took this long for Brooke to ask if he has any sort of family or significant other.
So, do you have a wife and kids? Or fair maiden waiting for you back at home?
Well, years ago I did. I could not marry the Lady Matilda until I fulfilled my quest.
Well, that sucks.
She's never beating the grooming allegations. While they're at the diner, Brooke's ex walks in. This dude has to be making the rounds. He is everywhere.
My ex and his new girlfriend.
Oh, well, I should thank the douche for the garments he provided.
Imagine you broke up with someone and they didn't give you your stuff back, and then in the future, when you go out and you see them in public, they're with a new person who is wearing your clothes? That would be insane.
He cheated on me with the wench sitting across from him.
And perhaps he deserves more than a show of appreciation.
No, sit down. You can't do that.
The rules of gallantry are much changed when a deserving scoundrel cannot be put in his place.
You know, for a dude from 14th century England, he's quite progressive. And I love that this dude hears just one insult and he knows it's about him. There's also a wonderful continuity error here where he's not in the seat and then all of a sudden he's back in the seat. After the diner, they go back to Brooke's house and he becomes enchanted with the TV, which he somehow instantly knows how to use. I'm gonna harp on it. He wouldn't know how to use the TV. My grandma doesn't know how to use the TV. We think he could figure it out in a night? So this whole time, Sir Cole is focused on trying to figure out what his quest is so he can complete it and get back for his brother's knighting ceremony. The next day, her sister comes over and she doesn't seem at all bothered that Brooke took in a stranger. Not just any stranger, a strange man. Why is nobody seriously concerned about this? And also everyone romanticizing it, it's very weird.
I brought you a little breakfast and a few things from my boutique.
Most appreciated.
It was lovely to meet you, Sir Cole.
And you too, milady.
Okay, bye.
Sir Cole?
What do you think of these awesome new threads?
Jump scare. What is that? He watches one night of TV and he completely loses his accent? That's not happening.
Modern technology is lit AF. I had the opportunity to study your dialect with the pictures on your magic box. It is most informal and nonsensical.
And by the looks of it, you become quite the binge watcher.
I know, actors and actresses eat kind of weird because they do multiple takes. But the way she's eating this muffin's pissing me off. Just eat the muffin or don't.
What say you and I binge watch together? Come hither.
I don't know. I have so many Christmas chores I have to get done.
Okay, so it was just first thing in the morning, and we cut to, it has to be like 10 p.m.
Sherwin! My sword.
Are you okay?
Were they having sriracha with pizza? I forgot about this. The mom's dead too, so.
Those were my mom's special Christmas decorations. I moved home after she got sick, and my dad passed away a few months after she did.
Anyways, a whole lot of nothing happens for a while, but then they go to set up a Christmas tree, and Cole gets upset because it's a fake tree. So they go and get a real tree, and Cole cuts it down in one swipe of an axe.
This one looks hearty.
Cole then asks to borrow her car, and for some reason she says yes. And like when he gets in the car, it's clear he has no clue what's going on, and she doesn't stop him. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't go well at all. He almost kills people, and she does nothing.
It'll be fine. It's fine.
It's not fine. I know for some reason you think hitting people with your car isn't a big deal, but it's a pretty big deal. So Cole goes back to the Christmas market because he's trying to find the old hag to figure out what his quest is.
Old crone.
Hey, buddy, can you maybe stop calling my wife an old crone?
The police find the car abandoned on the street, and Cole never comes home, so eventually she comes to find him. They try to have this really sincere moment, but it's kind of weird because he's talking about night shit, and she's like, my dead dad said this one thing. I don't know, I don't think it works. The next morning, the sister and the niece come over, and we finally get probably the most accurate version of Cole that we ever see.
Are you really a knight?
I am.
Can girls be knights?
Yes.
14th century Cole is so back. He's not on any of that woke shit.
How's this?
She's leaning a little far to the right.
My grandma, after watching 18 hours of Fox News every day.
Aside from the fact that he believes that he's a knight from the 14th century, I'd say Cole's the whole package.
Aside from the fact that he doesn't know who he is, I think he's the whole package. Let's just do a quick recap. They've known Cole for like 2 days. The entire time, he has thought he is a knight, which he really is, but they don't know that. They just think he has brain damage. Because she almost killed him, she took him in, and he has shown no signs of progressing back to normal. And we define that as the whole package.
I'm sure once he gets his memory back, we'll figure out that he's just a medieval enthusiast.
I don't know, Mads. What if Cole really is who he says he is? Like, what if there are things beyond our comprehension?
I know, like, in the movie, this is the correct thing. He actually is a knight. That's why he thinks he's a knight. If anyone in my life said something like this, I'd laugh in their face. She's a high school science teacher, by the way. If you're a science teacher and you start talking about magic, you should lose your job instantly. Thankfully, we get one quick moment of sanity from the sister.
Then I would say you both need to get your heads examined.
December 22nd, 2019. Cole only has 2 days left to complete his quest.
I wouldn't mind helping.
Hi. What do we have here?
How nosy is this neighbor? When she brought Cole home, she was kind of like eyeing them. So like she had to have already thought something was going on. And now she's trying to slide in anyways? I don't know, kind of scummy. She openly hits on Cole, but he makes up an excuse to kind of reject her advances. But even though he rejects her advances, Brooke gets real weird, so he has to set her straight.
The scoundrel James did. How would you put it? Really did a number on your self-esteem, babe.
Up until this point in the movie, they've dropped a little hint at the feast, but surprisingly, they actually do a decent job explaining it.
As a kid, my mom and dad hosted a Christmas Eve dinner each year for friends and family with nowhere else to go. After they passed away, I wanted to keep the tradition alive. Where is Fred? He's normally a staple at these events.
Yeah, he pulled us back.
Try wrapping his haunch bone against a hot cloth. Hot as he can bear it.
Eileen, this is Cole. He's not a doctor, but comes from the land of the holistic approach.
Yeah, Cole doesn't believe in vaccines. The The next day, she takes Cole to the grocery store. While they're at the store, she runs into her student, which she told that love isn't real. If it feels like I'm jumping around covering this movie, I need you to know it's not me. This movie just jumps between like 4 plot lines with very little to segue them. Anyways, Brooke's niece gets lost in a blizzard at this point, so her and Cole go looking for her. Lo and behold, they're somehow in the middle of a frozen lake, and the niece Claire is stuck in the middle of that lake because she can't walk without the ice breaking. But that begs the question, how did she get into the middle of the lake if the ice is gonna break? Surely it would have broken when she went out there, but that doesn't make for a good movie. As a complete shock to nobody, Cole is gonna save Claire from the middle of this lake, but the way he goes about telling her to move off of the frozen ice is kind of weird.
Claire, have you ever seen a snail?
Now, after bringing the girls back home, we finally address one of the biggest outstanding problems in this movie. This guy's memory isn't coming back.
It certainly looks like his memory's not coming back.
Well, I guess not. But who are we to tell him he's not who he says he is?
Yeah, of course you don't think there's a problem with the way he is. You're trying to fuck him. At this point, Brooke thinks that he just finished his quest by saving her niece, but it actually turns out that was more of just a side quest. And then, this happens. I hate that. But this kiss gets ruined in the most shocking way possible.
Evan, you're home!
Who the fuck is that? No, I'm just kidding. This is her brother-in-law. But like for a second, it seems like this is her husband or something. At this point, there's about 24 hours left until Christmas Eve. So Cole has about 24 hours left to complete his quest. I don't know what's more shocking here. The fact that she's falling in love with someone who she thinks has severe brain damage, or the fact she's starting to convince herself that he isn't crazy. How down bad do you have to be to start believing somebody time traveled 700 years? So they head back to the Christmas market where Cole catches the worst pickpocket in action.
Pickpocket!
The pickpocket steals this old woman's purse and then runs away. And in the least action-packed chase I've ever seen, Cole catches him.
Quick, lend me your sword. It's only rubber!
As the pickpocketer is being arrested, they only put one of his arms behind his back, and then the cop lets go of him altogether. The extra can't even get the cuffs on.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa! Shots fired. After all this though, Cole still hasn't completed his quest. And for some reason it seems like Brooke's getting a little pissed off by that.
I don't get it, Cole.
So now it is Christmas Eve, which means that Cole has under 24 hours to complete his quest if he wants to be able to go home for his brother's knighting ceremony. This scene doesn't really matter at all, but it's so incredibly similar to another movie that I'm making a video about, I had to point it out. Pretty girl walked downstairs, man is stunned. So they head to the feast, and she is all over him. It's very interesting to me that nobody is questioning why. I guess most people just don't know, but like the officer knows. He knows 4 days ago they were strangers, and that she's groomed this man into Stockholm Syndrome, so I feel like he should say something. Cole and everyone feels bad for David because he's poor, and his wife died, and because he's a really nice dude. And he believes that's his quest, to help fulfill his family's Christmas. So they give all these presents to this guy's family, but it seems like he didn't know this was gonna happen.
What's going on? Santa made a slight miscalculation.
Huh?
He accidentally brought all of your presents here rather than your home.
Dad, Santa brought me a new bike! Daddy, look!
Imagine he picked up an extra shift just so he could buy his kid a bike, only to get snubbed the day before by some head case. I'd be pissed.
And, this is for you.
I forgot they gave the dad a fat stack of cash, so I feel like I'd be less pissed.
Perhaps someone else would care for herself.
I certainly wouldn't turn down an invitation. Look, Cole, mistletoe. You know what that means?
Oh, this bitch is back. Just for like a second, let's imagine all the girls in this movie were guys and all the guys were girls. How weird would this interaction be? It'd be really uncomfortable. Thankfully, the neighbor decides to stop being a perv and to just give him the mistletoe so he can use it whenever he wants. So he whips it out with Brooke, who absolutely cannot take a hint.
I was hoping you might enlighten me on the facts of a certain Christmas tradition.
Oh, okay.
From what I gather, it's bad luck if a couple don't kiss once they find themselves underneath it.
Oh, well, it's probably just some silly old wives' tale.
You've been trying to get in this dude's pants ever since you hit him with your car, and you're just gonna dismiss your one, like, half-valid chance to kiss him?
Why risk it?
And this lady's just in the background watching the whole thing happen. Like, this is a concerningly intense kiss in public, but this is a weird reaction to seeing that. Oh my god, that was his quest! To make out with the science teacher in front of the old lady. Oh, she's probably the old crone. I didn't really think of that. It made more sense to me that she was just looking. So now that he's completed his quest, he goes to leave, because like that was the point of completing his quest.
This is where I arrived, so it must be my way back.
Back where?
And she is shocked. Oh, I'm sorry. Did your build-a-boyfriend not pan out for you? Well, why don't you hop behind the wheel and we'll find a new one.
I have no choice. I must return home for my brother's knighting ceremony. It's my duty.
No, I understand. It's the Knight's Code. You have to go.
No, I understand. It's the Knight's Code. Do you? What the fuck do you know about the Knight's Code? So they say their goodbyes, and how do you think Cole teleports back in time? I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think it was going to be this.
Goodbye, Sir Cole. Cole?
I like that her reaction is kind of like a dog who you like fake throw the ball to. So Cole vanishes into thin air, and then look who it is.
Miss Winters, you will never believe what happened. Grayson is begging me to take him back.
Oh?
Right? I told him to forget it because true love only exists in fairy tales.
Paige, I was wrong.
But you said.
You see what you did, Brooke? You trauma dumped on a child. Paige, I was wrong. Sometimes you'll hit a knight with your car, and he'll be really fucking hot. Like, really fucking hot. And, like, he might not know where he is, so you can just live in your guest house. I was, like, that close to holding his sword. Like, both of them. This girl's like, what the fuck? You lied to me. So Brooke is just going through it at this point. First she got cheated on, and then she Stockholm Syndromed a guy, and even he left. It's not looking really good for her. I know this is supposed to be like really devastating and dramatic. I just can't take it seriously. So now we cut back to the 14th century and Sir Cole has reappeared. He does all this work to get back to the knighting ceremony, and then immediately bails on it.
The ceremony is to begin soon, then I shall seek my quest.
I made it back in time. Alas. My heart also led me to Milady Brooke.
You must go to her.
But your knighting ceremony
is of no importance in comparison to matters of the heart.
Goodbye, brother.
You gotta go back to her. I don't know, like, what if you witness the knighting ceremony and then go back to her? So then we cut back to 2019 and it's Christmas morning.
Like your time traveling knight. Where is he, by the way?
He's gone home. I don't think I'll ever see him again.
Imagine telling people you got dumped by the dude who thought he was a knight. That's a bad look. While Brooke is going through the 7 stages of grief, Sir Cole is trying to figure out how to travel in time once again. Which apparently is surprisingly easy because he just goes back into the middle of the woods and the old crone is still there.
Where's Cole?
Oh, yes, sweetie. He had to leave last night.
Then he's coming back then, right?
I don't know, Claire Bear. Hey, but I do know we sure had fun while he was here.
Yeah, I'm sure you two had a bunch of fun.
It's Cole, and he brought his horse.
Delighting in your company.
Cole, I thought you were gone.
She seems really unfazed to kind of see him again after literally watching him vanish.
But you were my quest.
I'm your quest?
You were my quest. I'm supposed to do you.
My handsome knight.
My handsome knight. Can't believe you came back for me. Yeah, dude saw like running water and he was like, holy shit, I have to stay. I forgot the family is right there. You can't just make out in front of your family. That's weird. And like, look at them just watch. That's also weird. Look, I get how she is kind of fallen for it, but it's crazy that nobody else is concerned in her life. This is some random dude who thinks he's a knight, who disappeared, and then showed back up with a horse. And everyone's just like, well, I don't know, that's magic, I guess. That's magic for you. We need to start asking some serious questions. And then everyone clapped. And that is The Night Before Christmas. Now this movie was awful, but I loved every moment of it, mostly. Some parts made me feel very uncomfortable though, so please don't ever do that again. It seems like there's actually a half decent chance that they make another version of this movie based on this end credit scene. Hopefully if they do, it is as bad as this one. I want the worst of the worst. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. These people whose names are appearing on screen now are some of my channel members, my supporters, and my haters. If you want to see your name featured on this list or get access to a bunch of other useless features, you can hit the join button down below or the first link in the description. And also be sure to subscribe because I'm posting a new bad Christmas movie every single week during the Christmas season. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.